Welcome to another beautiful day in Jerusalem. We are at Mount Zion. I do have so many videos on Mount Zion. I don't know if you can hear the bells of the Dormition Church, the place that Mary fell asleep, died. It's different kind of orders, but you can hear the bells. Then it might be 12 o'clock. It's July. It's hot. And in that tour, we will enter two places, but I want you to see how to walk through there. I do have so many videos of the sites at Mount Zion, but I never prepared a video that shows you how to reach those places. Then, the first site will be Oskar Schindler grave. Oskar Schindler from Schindler list. I'm not going all the way to there, but I will show you the area. It's open usually until 2 p.m. It's a Catholic cemetery, and they have two levels. The upper one, and then you see kind of a wall, and then there's a lower one. The lower one is where Oskar Schindler tomb located. Very easy to see it, to find it. It looks like any other tomb, but you will see so many small stones on top of it. That will tell you that this is his tomb. That's where the Jews are visiting the dead people. They usually leaves a stone on top of the tombstone. Then there is if you write in my YouTube channel Oskar Schindler tomb, or how to reach Oskar Schindler tomb, you will find a video of it. You can see a beautiful valley, and this is Hell Valley, or Hakeldama. That's where Judas bought the land, and it is kind of a cemetery area. The Judean desert is in front of us. Sadly, it's a little bit dusty, but far away you can see the wall, the separation wall fence between Israel and the West Bank. But far away, you can see the mountains of Moab, which is Jordan today. And between that part of Jordan and us is the Jordan Valley, and the Dead Sea is there, Masada and the Dead Sea. Then we are living that cemetery, and at Mount Zion you will find lots of cemeteries, Jewish, Protestant, Catholic. And the tower that you can see is part of the Dormition Church, the house of Mary. We will visit it soon, but I want you to understand where you are standing. That's the road that takes you to the Western Wall, and that's to the western city of Jerusalem. You can enter to the tomb of King David and the Holocaust museum, not the one that you know, a small one, through there, but that will be the exit for us. I want you to see everything. It's going to be a long video. I hope that you're ready for that. If you don't like long videos, I do have more than 19,000 videos about Israel and the Holy Land and part of the West Bank as well. Then you can actually go to my YouTube account and write whatever you want. You will find it, because I have so many. Until we will reach the second place that I want you to see, let me tell you that you're my only tourist. I didn't guide tourists from February 20, and now it's July 21, and I don't see any evidence for something else, then if you want to help me a little bit, then go to my description and look for Buy Me a Coffee. It's kind of a donation area. Through there, I can actually light candles, pray for you in so many places in Israel, or just do that for fun. And thank you very much to the one who already did it. That's the entrance to Peter Gallicanto. That's where, and sadly it's closed now, but you can see, let me see if you can see from the gate, it's a little bit the church, I'm not sure, a little bit. You can see how it looks like. We're here, and see a little bit of it here. That's the high priest's house, and according to the Catholic, that's where Jesus was taken after Garden of Gethsemane, which is not so far away from here as well. And he was judged by the Jews. The Jews couldn't judge him in a way, because the one who could do that were the Romans, who ruled the world, and Jerusalem and Israel. Then from there it went to Pontius Pilate, and the rest you know. What we can see from here, you can see Mount of Olives far away. Sorry, you can see a tower. That is the Ascension Church. That's where Jesus ascended into heaven and promised to come back from the same place. But for our story, the most important thing is the Golden Onion Church that you can see right there. Where's my finger? Right there. Beneath it, it's Garden of Gethsemane. Then Jesus walked through here to the house of the high priest, and guess what? St. Peter denied him 3 times until the cock rose. Another thing that you can see is the wall from the 16th century, and on top of the Temple Mount you can see the dome of the Elect Mosque. Let's climb up a little bit. That's the second entrance. Usually with the cars you're entering through there, but not all the time. Then you do have 2 options from here. From the Western City there's another option. I will try to show it to you later on. Now let's climb up. If you are using that road, be careful. That is the pavement, which we don't have a pavement here. Look at the view of Mount of Olives. Amazing, isn't it? The wall is only from the 16th century, built by Suleiman the Magnificent. It's called Mount Zion because, we are at Mount Zion, but there's a foundation of an entrance of a gate, an ancient gate. That was the original gate of Mount Zion. Today, we're entering through the 16th century gate. Right, we have to be careful. It's a hot day. We're climbing Mount Zion, but I'm actually watching, trying to behave, watching the cars. Mount Zion, which is right here, used to be part of the walls, part of the city, but in the 16th century, when Suleiman the Magnificent built the wall, I don't know if he forgot, or the one who built it forgot to build a wall around Mount Zion. Mount Zion until 1967, or between 1948 to 1967, was a border between Israel and Jordan. Jordan occupied the old city at 1948. The old city was supposed to be owned by United Nations, not by Israel, not by Palestine, of course not by Jordan. And if that was the wall, as a child, that's how I saw Jerusalem. And what you can see here is holes all over. Those are bullets holes from that time. Remember, Jordan was there, Israel was here. Let's leave Zion Gate. Let's continue to some places. Remember, if you want to go deeper and deeper, this is my other videos of almost every site here. Franciscan church owned by the custodian. Usually it's closed, but I want you to see the logo of them. It's include the words Mount Zion in Jerusalem, because they used to own Mount Zion for so many years. Then the logo of the Franciscans is still like that. In front of you is the house of Mary, the Dormition Church. I do have so many videos. I know that the smash hit, more than 1 million watch those videos. It's an amazing church, but now started to renovate it. You can see the Hagia Zion, the 4th century. Everything that you see all over Mount Zion was part of Hagia Zion Church. It used to be an amazing church, huge. I think they had the biggest church in Israel at that time. I'm not sure, maybe the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the place that Jesus was crucified, died, buried, and resurrected. I think it was bigger, but I'm not sure. Although the church is closed now for a few years, I do have a video from Pentecost time, which was an important video, because it was one of the last times that the church was closed. But guess what? The church is open. Now let's ask what's happening now. And surprise, surprise, it's still open. And they say that although they are renovating it, the crypt will be open. Then I decided to go in, although there are so many videos about it. Then let's go inside. It's a new church from 1900. A beautiful one. But let's go to the crypt, because that is the most important part. And remember, I do. Oh, the crypt is closed. Then it is closed. Let me see if I can go from there. No, then it's closed. Then, when you will reach that place, go down to the grotto, to the crypt, to see where she fell asleep / died. Such an amazing place. קתולים. We've been a little bit at the Dormition Church. And you already know that if you want to see 8-10 minutes of the church without anyone, in Pentecost I was alone here. Then it's in one of my latest videos. But if you write Dormition Church, Zahi Shaked, that's my name, you will find it. You'll find a lot of the Dormition Church. I really love that Catholic German church. To continue, we will turn right. And let me tell you now that the area is full with tombs, cemeteries, churches, synagogues, yeshivas. No one lives here. No, like citizens. If we will continue straight, we will reach King David tomb. It's straight and then to the left, and the toilets are there too, all the way straight and to the right. But first, we will turn left and we will climb to the room of the Last Supper. You already know that if you want to see at least 200 videos of the room of the Last Supper, Pentecost room, just go into my YouTube channel and subscribe it. We're climbing up. This is the only air-conditioned room in the whole city. And we're climbing up mainly because one of the names is the upper room. Think about you living in your country, but you do have a city, you do have very important holy sites. And once a year, or 3 times a year in that matter, so many of pilgrims are climbing to your city. They need accommodation, they need hotels. Look up here for the church, the Dormition Church. They need some hotels. But God knew that too, because he knew that the price would rise up. And he told the citizens of the city, go and find a room, give every pilgrim a room for free. Then in that case, they did it. I'm stopping now because something happened to the camera, then you will notice it, but wait a minute, listen. Here we are, now I can hear you, you can hear me again. It's a beautiful room, and God told the Jews, you must give a room for free. Usually you won't give any room to a stranger, but you can give them the roof, then it's the upper room. Because it's open, I'm adding into the tour. Usually that door is closed, it's opened a few times a year. I will make it short. Although that room was owned by the Christians, beneath us is the tomb of King David that we're going to see soon. The Muslims in the 14th, 15th century turned it into a mosque. You can see here the mihrab facing to Mecca. And they built a replica of King David's tomb. This is the replica. Beneath it is the real tomb, and we're going to enter it soon. You can see that even in that room, there's a mihrab showing you where Mecca is. And that's the view from the window of Mount of Olives. You can see a little bit of the Ascension Church as well. Muslim cemetery from that time. Amazing, isn't it? You can see the room of the Last Supper from here. And we are the only one. The only one. That cannot do that, but usually you can climb to the mihrab from here. Look how beautiful it is. Amazing, isn't it? Then, so many things happen here. The Last Supper for me is the first mass ever, service ever. And Pentecost, it told the Christians, spread Christianity all over. Then, in that case, it's not only a room, it's the first church and the center of Christianity for me. Let's leave that beautiful place with a beautiful Muslim window, and you already know that King David is beneath us. King David is holy for Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Jews, he was a Jewish king, and he turned Israel into one state, took the 12 tribes and turned it into Israel country, and Jerusalem was the capital. The Messiah will come from his dynasty, and that's what the Christian knows, and they believe that Jesus came from the dynasty of King David, and King David is holy for them too. The Muslims knows him as well, but he wasn't a king. For them he was a prophet, and we will enter now to the tomb. The tomb is now a synagogue that we will have to divide ourselves into two groups, men and women. We will enter to the men department, and as a man you need to cover your head. Then there are kippas that you can borrow. You're going to see the men's side only, and I'll try not to talk about it. I don't want to disturb. Don't forget to leave the kippah there after you used it. And for women, that's the entrance for women. And the same as for the man, if you need to cover your shoulders, if you're here with short trousers, then you can cover it. Just to let you know where are the toilets, then all the way until the end, and then turn right. Let's go back and enter together through Zion Gate to the Old City. But let me say hello to David. Is it David? Hi David. בסדר, מה שלומך? אני בלי תיירים, עושה סרטים. תגיד לי, איך החדר של דוד למעלה פתוח? Okay. Bye. It's nice to know that David is actually response on David's tomb. Dormition Church, Dormition. We have already been there. And we are on the way to Jaffa Gate, but on the way you will see something else. Don't go away. I'm trying to find a little bit of shade. We saw the high priest house of the Catholic. Remember Peter Gallicanto? Very close to Oscar Schindler tomb, grave. That wall belongs to the Armenian Christians. And the building that you see there is a church that they are building on top of the high priest house, according to the Armenians. Why different houses? Why not? And this beautiful cemetery. If you saw the video of the Jewish quarter and the Armenian quarter that I took recently, you could see beautiful ceramic that the Armenians are using, and you can see it all over the cemetery, which is an amazing place to visit. Not so easy to do that. Mount Zion. Let's go in. It's like an L or R gate. The idea is that enemies will have difficulties to enter the city. And welcome to the old city. What is important to know is that we do have 4 different quarters, 4 different neighborhoods. One of them is of the Armenians, which is just behind that wall. The next one that you will see will be the Jewish one. Because I took a video of the Jewish one, I think you will recognize some of the sites. In front of you, you can see the vision of you can see Mount of Olives with a Jewish cemetery and Ascension Church, and remember that we enter through Zion Gate, but I told you that the kind of biblical Zion Gate is not there. Then I will show you where it is. The one that we enter through is from the 16th century. The one that you will see is from the 2nd century. Yeah, you can actually, it's a rampart store. If you like to walk on the wall, don't do that in July. It's hot, there's no shade there. But it's a beautiful idea. That, the pomegranate tree, you can see the fruit. The near it is. And beneath it, below it, you can see the gate, Zion Gate from 2nd century. It's still the Armenian quarter. You can see the flags on top of the roof. But immediately after the minaret, the Muslim minaret, it's the Jewish quarter. Here it is. I think you saw a lot for one video. It's like 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes of it. Another beautiful tour. My friend told me a few minutes ago that I do have the Jerusalem syndrome. I live in Tel Aviv, but my heart belongs to Jerusalem. Maybe he's right. I won't be surprised. Then, here it is. I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe me, and if you can, buy me a coffee, please. Thank you. See you.